So why should you not take Ozempic? Well, couple of reasons. But first, I want to preface this by saying Ozempic is and was originally intended as a diabetes medication. So if you have diabetes, this is a different story. If you have diabetes and you're on Ozempic or Mounjaro or Trulicity or any of those meds of that nature that have been used recently for weight loss, it's actually good for diabetes. So disregard what I'm saying in regards to diabetes. It is good for regulating GLP-1s and all that and your glucose stuff for diabetes. So please don't worry about that if that's the case. But if you're one of those people that wants to take Ozempic or any of the GLP-1 medications and you don't really need it, and I'm talking like you just want to take it for weight loss or something like that, I advise you against it heavily. And here's why. So to begin with, let's talk about the pros of GLP-1s and why you might actually take them. And then I want to discuss why these aren't great reasons. So first, pro, it reduces your hunger. Okay, so that's good. I mean, sure, that sounds great. I mean, it might make you a little nauseous, but it'll cause you to eat less. So that sounds like it's good. Okay, I'll give it that. Second, it'll induce weight loss because of the lack of hunger as a result of it. Okay, that also makes sense. So loss of appetite and weight loss. Okay, those sound like great side effects. What's another benefit? Of course, you have the insulin regulation. Well, not insulin regulation. You get the idea. The diabetes stuff, the glucose-like protein 1, I believe. So that's another benefit. So those are the three main things that I can think of just off the top of my head. And most people are centered on if I take this, my weight, the number on the scale is going to go down. Okay, that's all good and true. However, here are some other things that are also all good and true. Sorry, well, all bad and true is probably more accurate. Okay, so what you're telling me is that for $1,000 for like a month or two of Ozempic, which is, by the way, how much it costs if your insurance doesn't approve it, you're telling me that it'll cause you to lose weight by making you not eat? You can do that for free. So there's my first misgiving with Ozempic and any GLP-1 taken for weight loss, not for diabetes. Diabetes, you need it. Okay, so there's that. You can do it for free and you don't have to drop a band on weight loss because all it does is make you not eat. There's no magic happening or it's just burning fat off. You're just eating less. So there's that. Number two, while it does help you lose weight, in addition to losing body fat, do you know what else you lose? Muscle mass. And now this could scare some of you guys that are already bigger. And I mean strong, I'm talking muscular. But for those of you who aren't very muscular, this is actually even worse. Because sure, losing fat is good. You're going to become healthier as a result of that. But losing muscle mass additionally is not good. And I don't mean a little bit. We're talking a substantial amount, enough to know. So this is not good. This does similar things to sarcopenia, I'm sure. So that's not a good thing. And why is it also especially just not good either? Because guess what? If you did cardio and you ate a little bit less, you'd actually lose the fat and still retain the muscle. I mean, if you could be given a med where you just lose fat and don't lose any muscle, I mean, that would be a godsend. However, that doesn't exist. The closest you're going to get is the natural way of doing it, cardio. And of course, calorie restriction. So there's that. And number three, there's some heart health concerns when it comes to GLP-1s. There have been studies that have showed, and I don't know if this is conclusive evidence, but it is important to know that GLP-1s have been shown to actually elevate your resting heart rate, while conversely, doing cardio and increasing your cardiovascular health, your VO2 max, all that actually reduces your resting heart rate, which you have probably heard in athletes who are ultramarathon runners or basketball players or football players. They have a lower resting heart rate, and that's because, let's just say, their blood's more efficient in terms of their heart pumping. Their heart is more efficient, so it doesn't have to do as much, if that makes sense. Why do we not want an elevated resting heart rate? Well, I think you can guess. I would guess there may be risks of slightly higher blood pressure. Additionally, nobody likes their heart racing. And if you already have a slightly higher heart rate to begin with, this could be not great. Let's just leave it at that. So now I want to kind of transition to the discussion about the natural way of doing things, which is cardio and a calorie restriction. It's just simply easier, it's healthier, and it's more cost effective. To get your hands on Ozempic or Mounjaro or any GLP-1 without having it prescribed and without having your insurance recommend it to you, you're spending, I want to say, about $12,000 a year. I mean, some might be cheaper than others. I'm talking certain, like, you know, maybe Mounjaro is cheaper than Ozempic. I don't know the prices of these meds specifically, but from what I've seen during my experience shadowing in the primary care office, the insurance doesn't cover most of the GLP-1s to begin with, because they're going to be like, oh, I mean, I don't think this patient really needs it, through some arbitrary reasoning that I don't know what insurance does, but you get the idea. So you're not going to get it covered. And a lot of the time, the doctor, when prescribing these meds, other than having cost worries and problems, they discuss with the patient that while these meds do help, and even if you do have diabetes, while they do help, this applies to everyone. If you don't make a lifestyle change in terms of increasing your exercise, activity level, cardio, and diet, it doesn't really, like, it'll help you a little bit, but not as much as if you just made the lifestyle changes. And even if you didn't take the Ozempic, let's say you didn't have diabetes, but you just wanted to lose weight, even if you didn't take the GLP-1, you can make the same changes without the GLP-1. You don't need the med to make the positive changes in your life. I don't know. A lot of people seem to think that Ozempic and the GLP-1s are like an absolute cheat code. The unadulterated, unquestionable, ultimate form of like weight loss. It seemed like that at first, but as studies have continued, and we don't really know long-term side effects because these are relatively new, while they may not be that dangerous, I don't think it's worth the cost. I don't think it's worth the energy. And I think it's more effective and it's better to do it naturally. Because what happens if you can no longer afford the GLP-1 and you haven't been exercising? The second you get off of it, for a lot of people, the weight goes back up and the problems return. Compared to making the lifestyle change, if you stop, I mean, like, that person is always going to be able to do cardio and eat healthy. Additionally, an added benefit that you get from making a lifestyle change that involves cardio, that involves healthier eating habits, and all that, is the cognitive benefits. This is something people don't discuss very much, and I think it's very important. America is riddled and absolutely just, I don't want to say perforated, but it's permeated. It's permeated by mental health disorders and issues and anxiety and depression specifically. Exercise is a lifestyle change that can make a world of a difference, and it is not emphasized enough. It's the same story with SSRIs, SNRIs. So these are anti-anxiety / antidepressant medications, benzodiazepines, all these things, antidepressants. They're actually not as effective as lifestyle changes such as exercise are. Exercise beats out SSRIs, SNRIs, and benzodiazepines and anti-anxiety, antidepressant meds the same way that exercise beats out GLP-1s at the end of the day. The only benefit of taking a GLP-1 compared to the exercise is the fact that it's easier and it's like lazier, but it doesn't come with the added benefit of boosting your mental health. Could come with a confidence boost, but it doesn't come with the endorphin boost of going to the gym and getting your heart rate up, and then you're getting your stress response calmed down and all that. You get the idea, though. So to conclude, you don't need the Ozempic, you don't need the GLP-1. You can do it naturally, and I'll always advocate to do it naturally through cardio, and it's free. So there's that. If you take away anything, it's the same thing I've been saying. Just do your cardio and eat healthy. In tomorrow's video, I actually want to discuss the runaway stress response, cortisol, its connection to anxiety and depression, and the lifestyle changes that you can make with an emphasis on exercise that can help you reduce the sorts of issues. If you enjoyed today's video, thank you very much. I appreciate you watching all the way through. If you have any questions, again, please leave them down below. Like, comment, subscribe. And you might notice that I'm wearing the same thing. I actually decided to record a second video after doing my cardio yesterday. So there you go. Well, I guess today for me, but you get the idea. I'm about to go get a nasty fade at Supercuts, so we'll see what happens to me. This could be bad, but I have hope. Anyways, that's enough for today. Peace out, guys.